Hey babe, where are we?
We're in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right, we're in Nashville at a place called Party Fowl, a hot chicken joint owned by restaurateur Austin Smith, who we had the pleasure of meeting a few years ago, right?
We did, it was awesome.
Now, it's been a while since we last talked to him, so we figured we'd come back and see how things are going here at Party Fowl.
Yes, and I think they're going well.
They are, they're going pretty good. If you can tell by the look of the place, I think he's doing well for himself, this guy.
Yes! Aww.
Here we are with Austin Smith, owner of Party Fowl.
How we doing, y'all?
Hey, yeah, this is Austin Smith. We're here at Party Fowl, and isn't it a wonderful name? That's probably part of the success, I would think, after this time, wouldn't you?
No question. No question. I mean, the chicken's good, but damn, the name, it takes us a lot further.
What's in a name? So how did you come up with that?
So, let's see, the unedited story. Back when, in 1999, I was playing high school ball my senior year, and my dad invited a bunch of the juniors and seniors over to the house to indulge. I had never had a party before, but Dad threw a party for me, and one of the guys spit his beer up pretty quickly after putting it in his mouth, and I'll never forget my dad yelled "Party Fowl." And in '99 we had never heard this, and so the rest of my senior year people would be like "Party Fowl," and that was sort of like a thing. Like they thought my dad was the funniest thing ever. And when we got to college, we had to come up with an intramural team name, and so we're like, what if we took Party Fowl, changed the U to a W, and put a rooster on the front drinking a beer, or something that looks like a beer. And so we started a softball team in the year 2000 under the name Party Fowl. We actually still play together all these years later. I still play on Wednesdays and Thursday nights. We are Restaurant League champions, if you want to take a pic of that little trophy up there. And so, you know, we had this name. So in 2006, I went to work at 360 Bistro. Well, at the time it was called The Grape. It eventually changed to 360 with my now business partner, Nate Jacobson. He started playing on the ball team with me, and for like 7 years, we would kind of joke, wouldn't this be a great name for a chicken concept? And he didn't know how seriously I was taking it. I was over here like, all right. So when I was a liquor distributor with Athens Distributing here in town, I got to work with 125 different restaurateurs. I got to meet owners, I got to meet managers, I got to meet chefs. I got to see behind the curtain, see like what works, what doesn't work, and some of their successes and some of the things that were failures. And I was sort of, not knowing it, kind of putting together lists.
It looks like it, yeah. All of that is kind of like your research.
It was, and I didn't even know that that's what I wanted to do at the time. It just was happening, and after kind of joking for 7 years, I started to put together a concept. And one day Nick and I and his wife Ashley and my wife Amanda were watching a movie at his house. He and I drove to Chili's to pick up some curbside, and on the way there I looked at him and said, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to open Party Fowl. My wife has already said I can do it, so are you in? He's like, you got a business plan? I said, I got some. We need to tweak it. So I went over the next day, we started working on the business plan, and within a couple days we were done, and we were off to the races with the first Party Fowl location, which I actually stumbled across when I was driving around downtown.
It's a great location,
It wasn't.
Oh no!
Everyone laughed at me when I showed them. It had a gunshot hole in the window. It was half the size. I mean, it was over 100 years old. The roof included. The basement was still exposed rock. There were some folks living down there.
They were living in the restaurant building?
Yes, they were. I'll tell you, when I went in with the realtor the first time, like 2 people ran out the back door, and it was pitch black in this basement, and I peed a little. You know what I mean? I was like, no. So I took it. I told everyone, this is my Party Fowl, and they're like, you're an idiot. Like, there was nothing down there. There was there was just Frugal McDougal, which is a huge draw, but other than that, I mean, that side of the gulch had not developed. CarQuest was across the street from me, not a 23-story building, and the RJ Young buildings are now high rises, and there's 2 more high rises and another. I mean, when we took this, we had no idea. It's the equivalent of buying a $1 scratch-off ticket and hitting the grand prize. I just looked at it as when you're leaving Broadway, when you're leaving downtown, there are only a couple of corners left in walking distance,
right?
And this was one, and so I jumped on it, and So look, people have said, "Man, you had such foresight. You're like a genius." I was like, "No." Most people would not agree with you like that 7 years ago. But we actually took that property in 2013, and we moved on from our first architect and builder, and we actually started over from scratch.
Oh, did you?
Wow.
Yeah.
The same site, you redeveloped?
Yes, we had started. We did demo. We had drawing sets, and we just weren't loving the direction, so we quit and started with a new team. And man, it took a little over a year to get to the finish line on that one. Actually, well, a year and a half. But in September of 2014, we opened the first one. So we're closing in on our 7-year anniversary of the company as a whole.
So we must have met you then pretty early on.
Yeah, it was longer than 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I swear I was still the general manager of that store at the time, and I was the GM for the first 9 months. So so the first 9 months was when I was the GM. Then even though I wasn't the GM anymore, I was still on site nonstop.
Yeah, I mean you were there.
Y'all came at the beginning. I remember because it was one of the first videos we did. After we did the video with y'all, we filmed like 9 TV shows because of that Bloody Mary.
No way. Oh, wow. It all started with us.
There you go. Oh, man.
So hire us for your next note.
It was the launch point. I filmed with Shaquille O'Neal. We did a show with
cool
Shaq.
Opportunity.
Yeah. We just did one with Kane Brown and Guy Fieri. Anyway, so we filmed like show after show, A&E and all these things. And,
wow.
But y'all are my first time, I think, in front of the camera, so it was right out of the gate. I mean, it was the first few months we were working.
That's
so this
awesome.
I'm still gonna fixate on the fact that we started you.
And it wasn't, the luck of, the good place or the hard work or the years of research. It was just this great video.
Yeah, they saw the video.
It sucked. Like, I was so excited to film a guy, and he remoted in. It was one of those shows when he threw to somebody, but we did get to film with Kane Brown, and right before he did the, I guess, Country Music Awards, I guess, which just came up, or one of the big Country Music Awards, he was the host of, so that was fun.
So before you had this restaurant, did you have any experience with hot chicken? I know you worked in restaurants and things like that, but with hot chicken itself, did you have any direct experience with that?
Eating it. I had never worked in a hot chicken restaurant at all. Like I had eaten hot chicken. So my first piece of hot chicken ever was Bolton's, and I don't remember what age I was. I just remember that it was. When they said it was hot, I figured, okay, it's hot, like it's spicy, sure, like it'll be a little kick. I was not prepared mentally. I was in full sweat, and all I knew is I kept taking another bite. And I did not know why I was doing this to myself, but I loved it. I loved the feel that I got off of it. The little jolt, the
endorphin.
The endorphins were kicking. I was like, this is fun. I must have been 13, 14. I was at a friend's house. His parents had brought some home. I tried Prentice. Hattie B's was way later in the game, but they opened about a year before us. I tried Hattie B's. Pepper Fire was right in that time, so I tried Pepper Fire, but it was Bolton's and Prince's, just like everyone else who does what I do now. We all started with Bolton's and Prince's.
For those people who might not know, like the whole hot chicken recipe was invented at Prince's, right? That's the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Miss Andre still runs the show over there. It was her uncle, I believe, who was seeing a woman, and she thought he might have been running around. So when he came home one night, and he was known apparently as somebody who got around a little bit, so she took everything in the pantry that could try to kill a man. And she made this hot chicken. Well, she was trying to mess him up. Well, he loved it. And so not only did he love it, well, he started inviting folks over, and then they started their business. So, she always says, don't forever forget hot chicken was created by a woman. So, when I tell people, I'm like...
It's not just hot. For those of you who don't like spicy, it's usually smoky, a little sweet. You gotta get the spices in there too, right? To make it...
We like to build depth of flavor. We like to send you on a journey. I challenged Chef when we met. I said, I don't just want to be hot. I want people, even on the hottest levels, to taste the different profiles.
Right.
And, Nashville Hot Chicken is cayenne. I mean, cayenne is what makes that hot chicken. We incorporated a few other peppers in small doses because each pepper will attack your palate in a different way, much like wine. You'll I got that little roof of mouth, I got this little sour tongue, I got this in the back of the throat. the way that we built our poultry, guys, our hottest chicken, it is a full assault of your mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, you're gonna taste, you're gonna have little things happening all over. And if you can get past how damn hot it is, there's some good stuff going on.
I believe it.
And so there's some depth of flavor. Our real heat seekers, the ones who don't even sweat when they eat it and eat the habanero off the top.
Sure.
You know, they're like, man, this is very flavorful. You can still go hotter though. I'm like,
and you mentioned Hattie B's. You know, everybody knows that a lot of people are aware that Hattie B's is spreading across the country.
Oh, yeah.
They're opening up in Texas soon. They've got, I think, Vegas. They've got a couple other cities, Atlanta.
They're in Alabama.
Now you have spread around in the Tennessee region, but do you have any plans on the forefront to move further?
So I just opened my first one outside of Middle Tennessee. So we actually went to Chattanooga, and we opened up there in April during the pandemic because I'm a crazy human being. My team will tell you that I'm a lunatic on my best day. So yeah, we absolutely do have plans to move outside the state lines. We can't announce anything yet, but I will tell you that there's some exciting news coming probably the next 30 to 60 days. And it's not just a little bit outside of the state lines of Tennessee, and there are waves and sea creatures. How about that?
Ooh, I love that.
How about that?
I like those places.
You know, if I'm going to go spend all this time opening a new store, and I got 3 kids, 9 and under, and my wife, you know, they got to be somewhere where they're going to enjoy themselves.
Yes.
So I'm being very selective about the places that might fit a Party Fowl. It also has to fit a Smith family of 5 and my team. So we're going to be very, very selective. But yes, we have some plans on the horizon.
That's awesome.
I have my own opinion of what makes your place so interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot about your menu that I really like. You know, like in your mind, like, how are you different, and what's your maybe competitive edge over some of the other hot chicken joints?
It's really simple. The reason that I created this brand was because there was a lack of development for the Nashville Hot Chicken concept. There was not a Nashville Hot Chicken concept that was full service. There was not a Nashville Hot Chicken concept that had a liquor license. There was not a Nashville Hot Chicken concept that had enough TVs to watch a ball game. The food that Nashville was becoming known for, there wasn't a full-fledged, you know, full circle concept that brought all of what Nashville loves to do under one roof. And that's where I jumped in. I love Nashville Hot Chicken. I want to do other things with it, and I want to show it in different ways. And I want to add a full bar program. I want people to go watch a ball game. I want live music. You know, I want to do all the fun things. And so we started off with that. And you know, it truly does set us apart. I mean, we take Nashville Hot Chicken and put it on like 37 different items in different ways.
Right, yeah.
And you know, and then it's the environment in which you're getting. You know, I tell my team, you know, when someone comes in, they have to feel like family. You're having a house party. These are your guests. Everything has to be perfect. And are we always perfect at nailing that? Absolutely not. But, you know, we have 400 employees now, and we strive for it. You know, I still visit every location. My corporate team visits every location. We know everyone by name. Like, it is truly our family. That's the rule number 1 of Party Fowl. Rule number 1 is we're a family. Rule number 2, don't poison the well. There's no rule about chicken. There's no rule about boozy slushies.
It's like
anyone can serve good food. You
right.
know, you ask what makes us different. We are truly a family. No, we truly are, and we take that seriously. You know, when the pandemic happened, you know, we had just opened Cool Springs, and so that store, I was like, you know what, let's just shut it back down for a while. Let's use those managers, and let's bolster the rest of the stores, because we could only do delivery and takeout. And we didn't have a lot of hourly positions left during that time, so most of our hourly people, they went on unemployment, and you know, we wanted to do something special for them, something to take a little bit more stress off. So we started building family meals and doing 2 family meals per day for everyone in your household, whether you live by yourself or if you had 6, 8 people in there. And they would call us in and say, I got this many folks. We'd make 2 meals for every single person who works in our you know, business. And so I was like, well, they got the unemployment money. If we can take some food off their plate,
right, yeah.
It's just going to make it less stressful until we can get past this hump.
Absolutely.
And that because of that, you know, we came out of this this pandemic. I mean, we probably had 97% of our people back.
That's awesome.
And we're still short-staffed, not because we didn't get everyone back, but because business is coming back so big for everyone.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I think everyone will tell you, God, if I just had some more people, because folks have started coming out of the woodworks more than they ever were. and we're all short-staffed, and we're all getting our asses absolutely kicked. My salary people are all in hourly positions almost every shift. You know, catch me down there too sometime, I'm telling you. So, you know, that's just where we are right now.
Right.
You know, we were able to keep our family together, and so we're still in pretty good shape.
That's good.
So, you know, 1-star Yelp. Service was slow. Yes, ma'am, we had 3 people in the kitchen. I'm so sorry. We were really trying, man. I mean, anyone who sees this video who works in a restaurant is going to go, yup. You know, it's just the way the world is.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of friends, different businesses, including like oil change and things, and like, we can't find enough good staff.
Nobody can. Nobody can. Everyone moved to Florida, man. They're at the beach, chilling. If you're ever going to do it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
now is the
Have
time.
a little support to do it, to get there.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
so you sound like you do a lot of community outreach things. What do you do?
So I serve on a few boards. I'm on the board of directors for the Donaldson Hermitage Chamber of Commerce, which is where this location is, and I'm the events chair for that. So we're about to host our 4th or 5th event this year. It's a big deal. It's our Taste Donaldson Hermitage. We're gonna have 40 vendors there. I've got the Titans mascot and the Preds mascot, and some celebrity judges out there. It's going to be quite a shindig at the Opera Mills Mall. I work with my alma mater, my high school, on their alumni board. I work on my university that I graduated from. I work on their College of Arts and Entertainment board, and Volunteers of America and Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
So you're busy. Besides business, you're busy.
You know, I never in my life imagined I'd be in the position I'm in. So, you know, I always told God, I'm going to give back, you know, in some way.
Awesome.
And I think I overextend myself sometimes. My kids would probably tell you I need to chill it out so I can come home and play Mario. But, you know, I do my best to try to balance the 2 or the 5 or the 6 or the 10 or whatever.
Well, you know, they say that when people have success, they just become more of themselves. So.
Ah, that's nice. I hadn't heard that. That's fun. So yeah, I try to stay involved and I try to help as much as I can. We're getting to the point where we're getting so busy that I probably won't be able to do as much, but you know, 'cause we're hitting the gas pedal a little bit right now.
Well, that's exciting as long as you keep it in balance.
That's right. I just got to keep my balance. Like I told my business partner, if it ever becomes where I can't be a daddy and a husband, I'm gonna pump the brakes.
Right.
As long as I can keep up with that portion, the rest of it will take care of itself.
That's good.
So
Good.
that's my #1 priority.
Awesome.
So.
Well, we know how that goes.
Yes.
Ooh, awesome. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Did you get that Nashville Hot?
I did. Let's see. Spicy and smoky, yummy, yummy.
All right, folks. That was another episode of
Sarah and Brian.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.